this is something I always say to artists. The best shows are the worst shows. Why? Because they teach you to be prepared. Whenever you have an easy show with like 1,000 people yelling, singing all the songs, that's easy. You're not learning anything. It's great. It's a lot of pleasure. People are loving you. You receive a lot of love. That's great. But the real teaching is when you have the sound that goes away. For whatever, let's imagine you performing and the sound goes away because one switch, there's been an electricity problem with the club, and now there's no sound anymore. How you gonna handle this is when you learn. Or let's say the sound is horrible. Let's say you're performing, but you don't hear yourself. The sound is horrible. Or let's say the guy who handles the microphone is doing some shitty job, and he pushed your microphone too loud, or not loud enough. That's when you learn why sometimes in a club it's better to use a playback. Or let's say you have a shitty crowd of people who they came to see you perform, but at the same time, they want to show you that you're not better than them. So they're like this. As you're performing, how do you play with them to make them become a good crowd? That you learn that. Where do you choose that one girl that is the worst, and you play with her? You make her come up, and you make her dance, and all her friends start cheering, and then there's a contagion in the whole crowd, and now you have a great show. Or how do you perform when you're in a place where it was supposed to be 10,000 people, but it's only 10 people? What are you going to do? What are you going to improvise at that moment? That's where you see a good performer. I was in Cape Verde, in the island of Fogo, and it was their festival, and it was supposed to be 10,000 people. And I don't know what, I think there was another 2 festivals in other island. I think everybody from the island went to another island. So listen, long story short, in that festival, in that show, there was 10 people. 10 people. And we look at the organizers, and we're like, so what you want to do? And they said, listen, we paid you already, so if you could do 1 or 2 songs. And so I arrived on stage. So from my memory, I think it was this day. I'm not sure. But what I did that day, I took the 10 girls that were there. It was just 10 girls. Maybe a few guys here and there drinking their beers. I took the 10 girls and I told all of them to come on the stage. So they all came on stage. I put 5 here. I put 5 there. I sit down with them on stage on the end of the stage. And there was nobody. And I was like, listen, it's going to be a family show. It's just all of us. So what do you want me to sing? And the first one said, I want Fiona. I told the DJ, play Fiona. And I sang Fiona for her. And everybody was happy. Then the second one said, I want One Love. So I did One Love. The other one said, I want Question My Heart. So I did Question My Heart. Something else. And actually, I performed for them for 1 hour for 10 people. And it was an amazing show. And the people from the island said it was actually one of the best shows they ever seen, because it was very personal, very emotional, and people forgot that there was nobody because the show was great, and I was just sitting there with them and they were so happy. And yeah, the problem is not what God throws at you. The lemons is what you're gonna do with them. You can do a lemonade, or you can take them on the face and cry and be like, oh, there's nobody, I don't want to perform. That. No. Listen, if you can make a crowd of 10 happy and perform for 10 people in an arena that was supposed to have 10,000 people, you ready for anything. You're ready to perform for people who are not smiling. You're ready to perform for people who are hostile. You're ready to perform for everybody. That's why you need those bad shows. That's what you need to have instances where it's the wrong show or the wrong sound, something, so that you are ready. That's why you need sometimes to have an electricity cut or a fight or this or that, so you know how to handle. You know how to handle. And it's called experience.